Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for mid-February 2023. We're going to jump right in here and look at your current general energies. In your past position, you have this whale card that says Wisdom Keeper and this bride card that says Wife Engagement on it. Some of you, of course, could be getting married, and you could be any gender. It doesn't matter. Obviously, I'm reading for a billion of you, and it could be whatever. So some of you could be getting engaged, but for others, if you just look at this looks more like work to me, and so you could be committing to a new way of doing work or a new way of your daily work. There's some sort of change in work here. It just already looking at this. To me, it kind of says that there's a big change in your finances. I would say it's an improvement. Six of Swords, moving on to calmer shores, heading towards something better, getting out of choppy waters. It makes sense to me. Sure, we'll take both of these cards. I was only going to pull one, but there you go. To me, it looks like there's improvements. And again, as I always say to you, with Uranus in your sign, Uranus really goes both ways, right? It's a planet of chaos, and it is a planet, it's like it can bring good surprises and bad surprises into your life. I wouldn't really say bad surprises. I don't think anything really bad ever happens, but what I would say here is that I feel like these are pleasant surprises in your finances. I've been getting a lot of cards of wisdom lately, and sometimes I just think like we've been going through a learning period for 20 years, Pluto and Capricorn. Now Pluto's about to enter into Aquarius, and it's like, can you take what you learned with Pluto and Capricorn, and can you bring it forward into Pluto and Aquarius? So a lot of people say, Chris, what do I do? Well, I would say look at where you can be more efficient in your life. Have you learned how to stop wasting? Have you learned what's important to work on in work and career, even your relationships? Have you learned like what works, what activities, what things that you do that work? Can you commit more to those things? And I always say, can you? Because again, the cards can't do anything for you. They can't make your life better. They can't change it. They can't make it worse either. So, as I always say, the cards aren't magic. You have to work with the energy. So I would be committing to that. I would also say that Pluto and Capricorn, of course, is efficiency. It's the 80-20 rule. And it's like, can you work on the 80%? Can you work on the 20% that brings you 80% of your results in all areas of your life? And if you don't know what that is, then, again, I would figure it out. I would figure out what your 80-20 is so that you can be more successful. I think that also I would go one step deeper. There's another rule called the 64% rule or something like that by James Altucher in the book Skip the Line. And basically the 80% of the 80% is the 64%, or I don't know the math. Read the book. It's an amazing book. It's cheap. It's on Audible. It's on everywhere, basically. And basically it's the 80% of the 80%. So, he says that you want to focus really, really specifically on what you're working on, because then you can spend less time doing what's not important, more time focusing on things that are important. And that's what I would be doing here, is like getting as efficient as you possibly can. You have the Ace of Wands here. Ace of Wands like a passionate new beginning. I'm just looking around here because you do have a lot of these cards of growth. Taurus, Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, you, and also the Seven of Pentacles. So it looks to me like your pentacles are growing, and it also looks to me like being creative with the Ace of Wands will be very beneficial for you. So I would say any creative opportunities, this could be literally like art, but it could also be just creative solutions to the things that you do day in, day out. I would be looking for those opportunities because they're going to be successful. You have the Five of Cups here. Again, this Five of Cups, I love this Five of Cups. This is the after tarot, and there's a person drowning here, and it kind of perfectly represents what the Five of Cups represents, is that there could be a situation in your life, could be anything, that is drowning, but maybe you don't know how to swim in that situation. Could be like a negative relationship, could be a negative situation in your business. And this basically says, go towards the two cups that are standing. Sometimes there are people in our lives that are, drowning, and we can't save them because they always have problems, right? Sometimes there's something else, like maybe there's something in your business that always is a problem. And it just says, is there something else that the universe is trying to get you to focus on instead of focusing on a problem, right? And again, I can't answer that question for you because I don't know what you do, but you're also going to have to, figure it out. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups here. It could be a water sign. By the way, if you want love, there's like a little bit of love here, I would say. I wouldn't really call it a love reading as always, but There's a little bit of love here. There could be a water sign coming in for you. But as always with you, following your heart, doing what your heart tells you to do, I think would be a really good idea. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Sun, following your bliss, right? I mean, literally, Ace of Wands is inspiration, doing something inspirational, following your inspirations, which is basically following your bliss, what you feel inspired to do. And pretty much everyone gets this right now because I believe because of Pluto and Aquarius, it really wants us to not necessarily just have a job, for example. It wants us to do things that we enjoy. With the Five of Cups, you have the Five of Pentacles. I do feel like you're leaving this, right? You're going this way. Nine of Swords is a round-around situation to the the Six of Swords, which is moving on to calmer shores. So I feel for some of you, you could be leaving a broken situation. It is interesting as well that I do feel some of you, this could be a person that's coming in for you where maybe they left a round-around situation. They left a situation where they just really saw that it wasn't going anywhere. It's popping into my head as a good thing. Why is it a good thing? Because I think you're attracting a person who knows their worth, and that's exactly what you want. You want a person who knows exactly what they're worth, because then they're being honest with themselves, number one, but also they're probably worth a lot. So, I feel like there is a good person coming in for you. Next, in your present position, you have this Enlightenment card. You have the Hangman here, and you have the Sun as well. So you could be waking up to a situation that you do need to kind of end with that Nine of Swords. Again, Nine of Swords is a round-around situation. It is something that needs to change. It is something that you have control over as well. So you have the Page of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Again, this is like having a nightmare, waking up, being stuck in a nightmare. But you can see that he's about to slay this dragon or monster, or whatever it is there. So I feel for some of you, it's like you're about to slay a dragon. But, this would represent facing a fear. Even the Six of Swords, which, I feel, sorry, I'm just, dropping cards as always, Taurus. I feel like this right here is the direction that the reading is going in. And that Nine of Swords to me with the Six of Swords is kind of like saying that you are choosing to go through a rite of passage. The Six of Swords is a rite of passage. It's like you are choosing to go through something to get to the other side. They choose to go through the choppy waters to get to an improvement, right? And you have the Page of Pentacles, which tells me this is going to be like a new beginning. I also feel like there's good news coming in for you here. It's like there are certain, I feel if you're leaving a negative situation behind, that you are getting news or you're getting information that is kind of encouraging you, that is leading you forward. I do, of course, also feel that this could be love. If we go this way here, it's like there's a very intuitive connection coming in. There's even two people on this Two of Wands. So I literally feel you could be like taking over the world with a person. Could definitely, this Two of Wands always gives me power couple vibes. And so there could be a person who's coming in for you like that. As always, you have Leo here, water. You always have water in your readings, but you also have Earth, so could be any sign. You show up here in a very strong position in your present, so that just tells me that you are present, that you are here in the reading. You're showing up in a strong position. It really puts you in a position of power and strength. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, you're much more free than you realize. I feel like, I kind of get that overthinking feeling right now where it's like maybe you're saying to yourself that you don't know what to do, but you actually do know what to do. Like, especially for those of you that are starting a business or, are starting a project or looking for something new to work on. I feel like you actually do know what to do, but you just have to get started is what this is saying to me. So I feel like you need to get moving here. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords, a card of recovery. I do feel like some of you could be healing from the Nine of Swords type energy, like having a never-ending nightmare or having something that has been a nightmare in your life, and it's like you're kind of healing from that situation. And with the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're just ready for something new. It's like whenever I think it kind of always reminds me of, if you've ever been like really sick, and you're just like, oh my God, is this ever going to end? Am I ever going to feel better? And then when you finally do feel better, it's like, I remember a time I was like super sick and then like I got better and I ate like a ton of food because I was like, oh my God, I feel so much better, right? And so it kind of gives me that type of feeling where it's like maybe things haven't been great for a long time. And now since things are improving, it's like you're just going to want to, indulge basically. And I would actually encourage you to indulge here. I would say that it's not like you're going to indulge and get sick again. I feel like this is good. Next, in your future position, you have this card that says, don't let people suck the air out of your spirit. I would block out people in general, like what they're saying. You have this angelic help card. It says your angels are blessing you with new opportunities. Your angels are assisting you. Know you will be provided for. So I feel like you are going to be fine. And again, when you come up with ideas, you might want to keep those ideas to yourself, is what I feel like this is saying. Your most important card here in the reading, definitely the Six of Swords, because, number one, I feel like you are kind of getting across the choppy waters, or you have. You've finally reached the calmer shores, or you've reached a place of improvement, and now you're ready to kind of move forward, is what this is saying to me. I also feel that some of you could right now, because this is showing up in your future, but you can see that they've already made it across the choppy waters. But I feel like you're maybe going through a rite of passage right now, so don't give up. This right here represents a guide. This guy in the back of the boat, he goes back and forth across the choppy waters. So you have the angelic help card, and then you have this guide card. I feel there could be like people are helping you move across the choppy waters. You have the High Priestess. We are in a time of mystery. I think that anyone who wants to do anything with their life, it's like the simple fact of the matter is that you're not going to know what to do. This is true for everyone. It's like I always say, I don't think anyone who's successful really truly knows what they were doing in the first place. They were just doing it, right? So, don't be afraid to be an innovator right now. Don't be afraid to embrace mysteries or do things that you've never done before, because that's where all the success is. But again, I think the scary part is like not knowing what's going to work and what is going to work and what's not going to work and everything in between. So I feel like you need to kind of embrace the mystery, trust your intuition. Your intuition is truly guiding you at this time, I feel. So I would keep pushing forward. And you have the Hangman. It's like you've been enlightened to something for a reason. I almost feel that this is saying that you might have some ideas for your life, but these ideas were given to you for a reason. The universe gave you these ideas so that you can be successful, so that you can have new experiences in your life, so that you can do things differently than you ever have done them before. And it's weird that I almost feel that this is a gift that's been given to you here, Taurus. Like I almost feel the universe is giving you an idea for like your business or the business direction, or if you're looking for love, this could also be a person that the universe, it's not like the universe is giving you this person, right? But I feel like the universe could be kind of guiding you towards a person, and there's a reason for it. And I really kind of get that feeling. What I will say is that something feels a little bit, impossible, right? With the High Priestess. She has no roof over her head. And she has no roof over her head because it says that there are no limits to what she can accomplish. There's nothing stopping her, but she also just represents potential. And the problem with potential is that it means nothing. Potential is nothing without action. So, I feel like you have to take action on something, and maybe you have to do something hard at this time. And I always encourage people to do things that are hard. There's like a million reasons why. Number one, if things don't come easily to you, keep pushing. Trust me. I always say I fell on my head when I was 10 years old. It's like after that, I have to read things like 20 times to even get it to sink into my brain and, all this other stuff. But again, like because things have always had to come hard to me, it's like made me much more successful in life. I'm convinced it's been like a superpower because I have to read things like 20 times, or I have to do things like 20 times. So it's like they say, easy come, easy go. And I feel, I'm not even saying that there's something hard that's coming in for you. I feel it's more like facing a fear with the Nine of Swords, because that's what it represents. And, I would just do it. With the Six of Swords, you have the Three of Cups, definitely a celebration. I feel like if this is a person, that you feel like you know this person, even if you don't, like a very familiar type of feeling here, something where you're very connected, and I feel like it just flows, has like a very nice, easy connection to me. With the High Priestess, Nine of Cups, wishes, this is going to lead to wish fulfillment. Again, as I always say, you have to put the work in. It's not going to like magically happen. The other thing I would say is that the High Priestess, she has these 3 levels of this crown on her head, or 3 stages of the moon, I should say, and it kind of represents the fact that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of every single situation she enters into before she enters into the situation. So she kind of uses her imagination to create what she wants in life. And that's what I feel like you have to do. I feel like you have to, visualize what you want. Nine of Cups is about bathing in an energy. It's about matching an energy of something before you have it. The guy on the card he always looks chubby, right? He's not in this one, but, he looks chubby because he's about to have a feast. It just says he has he looks chubby because he's had a feast before. So it says you have to have something before you can have it in your life. And people are always like, how? Well, I'm like, well, if you want love, go love a dog. Go love a cat. If you want money, go be around money. Go hang out at a bank. Go, drive around a rich neighborhood. I don't care. Do something to get into the energy. With the Hangman, you have the Hermit and the Five of Swords. I'm telling you right now, I feel like you're attracting a person who has been through something. They might be coming out of Hermit mode. You might be coming out of Hermit mode. Take it how it resonates. But it could be a Virgo coming in for you as well, or you could be dealing with a Virgo. But I feel like you're kind of, it's like something is pushing forward here is what I feel. And so you could be responsible for, breaking a person out of their shell, for example, or they could be responsible for this for you as well. And again, I think it's kind of popping into my head as a clue. Like if you're looking for a clue, like who is this person? That is the clue. I know that sounds obvious, but it's like maybe you're closed off and they open you up, right? Or vice versa. Maybe you notice when you meet this person that they are closed off, but maybe they open up very quickly. And I think that's like the clue that this is your person, right? Especially for those of you that are dating. Finally here for your outcome, you have this focus card. Every single person has had a focus card, and I don't know. And you have this acceptance card. I feel that this is saying that you need to accept that the past is, like, something is complete, that you are stepping over a threshold. Really, as I say, I could probably just do collective readings right now until, I don't know, March, April. Actually, April, I would say, right? I'm not going to, but people keep leaving comments. They're like, every single one of your readings is exactly the same right now. And I'm like, yep, you better believe it. We have like a major change going on right now, and everybody just needs to do the same thing. So, there is different advice in everybody's reading, really, if people would listen. But what I would say here is Two of Wands, like, perfectly describes the time that we're in, because Two of Wands is like needing to take the lead. And it's also, he is standing at the top of a castle, and the castle is something that he rushed to create. But it's also an establishment. It's also something that has been established in his life. He thinks that there's nothing else for him to experience, but he has the whole world in his hands. And again, this could be a person, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. I feel like there could be a person that's coming in for you who opens up the world, who makes you realize that there's much more to accomplish, or vice versa. You could be doing this for a person, right? You could really be kind of leveling some, it's like, I feel like you're leveling up together, is what I would say. So you could really be leveling up with a person here. I feel like you're attracting a person who's already successful, but again, this could be, the two of you could be taking it, up a notch, big time with this is kind of like the vibe that I'm getting. Even if you don't want love, I feel like there's something happening. Some of you, like, I have a million things popping into my head right now. Obviously, I'm reading for like a million of you, but it's like, I have all these things. Like, some of you could be having the birth of a child. You could be moving. There could be like a little bit of a dip in your finances. There's some sort of trigger that I'm getting here that's like kicking your ass into gear, but like in the best way possible, because you're actually going to do it. That's the difference, is that you're actually going to make it happen. So I really see you taking the lead. Even on the Nine of Wands, there's two people on this Nine of Wands, and, I feel like there is, again, a person. It doesn't even have to be a lover. It could just be a friend, a family member, whatever, who's helping you not give up on something. Nine of Wands is also my card of experimentation. And you also have the Seven of Pentacles, change in direction. So there's some sort of change coming in for you, plain and simple, or you're kind of leaving one thing behind and you're moving on to like a new beginning or something new, something that has much more potential, much with the High Priestess, much, the sky's the limit. There are no limits, really. So I would be dreaming big here, Taurus. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Temperance card. Funny, because this was at the bottom of the deck at the beginning of your reading. So I feel for a lot of you, it's kind of like you're, you are changing situations. I mean, literally, Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. The Temperance card is a change or transformation. I'm going to pull another card for that. What is transforming here? The way that you work. I literally said this at the beginning of the reading. So, and also probably teamwork as well with the Three of Pentacles. This could be love, because, it could say that Three of Pentacles I love for love, unless it's a third party, let's stress that, but I don't think this is a third party. I think that this is a person where it's like the two of you, it's almost like you work on a plan together. It's much better than just being in something, right? I don't know, whatever. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Star card. Yeah, Pluto and Aquarius, here we go. Aquarius, I would be trying to shine your inner light. getting as much attention as you possibly can. I feel a very like hopeful situation here. If this is a person, either you bring them hope. I feel like you bring each other hope. It's not like one side or the other here. There's like a lot of hope, faith, good things coming in here. The star is a card of hope, faith, renewal. You have the sun and the star, which to me is fame and fortune, especially if it shows up in the same row here, which it does. So I'm not saying you're going to become famous, but to me it's amazing for attention or getting attention. But the star is like, hope. Something is giving you hope. We kind of said this with the Six of Swords. With the Two of Wands, you have the King of Pentacles again, you showing up in a very strong position. For some of you, it could be another Taurus, or, I would say it could be a person who has a lot of Taurus in their chart or something that's coming in for you here, Taurus. So it could be very similar. It's kind of funny how it's popping into my head. Like, if it's like a Taurus that's coming, or if it's someone who has a lot of Taurus in their chart, right? I feel like you have something in your chart, like a lot of something in your chart that kind of complements their Taurus, or, vice versa. Take it how it resonates. But, I kind of feel that feeling here. I also definitely feel major improvements in your finances. So that's that. Taurus looks amazing. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. Your first thing is this inheritance card. You get this card every single time that I read for you. It's crazy. There could be something going on with an inheritance. Maybe you don't know. But I also feel you could just be kind of inheriting. Some of you I do feel are literally inheriting a gift in a relationship, or someone's inheriting you. It's like, I really get that feeling here of a person who's been through something and that going here. And it's almost like someone with someone else's gift, but they screwed it up. So now you get the gift, or again, vice versa, it might be you. Next, you have this optimism card. A lot of people have been getting this card right now. So there's a lot more optimism at this time, and I feel like things are getting better. I feel that maybe the beginning of this year is just meh, until we get to March, right? And I literally said that in the 2022 reading. So I don't know, maybe things are getting a little bit happier. Maybe there's like more reasons to be happy or excited about the future. And that's kind of what I feel here. Next, you have this adaptability card. Yeah, and I would be as adaptable as possible for the rest of your life, really. I would say that if one way to do something doesn't work, come up with another way. I would also be embracing, multiple different things, even if you don't understand them. It's like, that's what's popping into my head. I've had a lot of comments about like AI and everybody I'm like, well, first off, I wouldn't worry about it. It's not there yet. Number one. Number two, even if you don't understand it, I would start working with it and just figuring it out, because, it might become useful in the future. And I kind of get that here. Next, you have the appreciation card. I love this card. So I would appreciate the things you have, but there's a cornucopia right here, which represents abundance. So I feel there's a lot of abundance coming in for you. And finally, you have the extremism card. Yeah, I would be careful of extremists for the rest of your life. We have Neptune going into Aries in 2026, and, that is extremism. It's not like 100% accurate astrology, but it's kind of like extreme beliefs. And the other problem with Neptune and Aries is that, as I've said before, we might be looking for a savior when the only person that can save us is ourselves. You can only save yourself, right? So if you're looking for answers outside of you, and that's the only place that you're looking, I would say don't do that with the extremism card. As I always say, for the rest of your life, based off the astrology, don't listen to me, including me. What I would be doing is listening to people, right? Taking in the information and then putting it into practice for yourself, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, right? But basically, don't put your life in someone else's hands. So that's what I'd say there. But it looks really good here, Taurus. I like where it's going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.